everybody, back with a brand new Mindset and Motivation Monday. Can't wait to get into today's topic of what are you doing when no one is watching? One of my favorite titles for any podcast out there, but it really rings true to looking at those individuals that are setting big goals and wondering if what they are doing in terms of their day-to-day activity are actually going to lead them there. So the best way to think of it is this, is that if someone could quietly observe your life for 1 week, because nobody's perfect on a day-to-day basis, but there was no commentary or no judgment, what would they see? So for example, if they're just looking at your day-to-day, just like anybody, they're probably going to say, oh, you get up, you get ready for the work day or to start your day. You might take the kids to school or get them ready. You go, you do your typical work, your errands, whatever it might be. You come home, have dinner with the family or your partner, a bedtime routine, go to bed. Okay, everybody's got that part to it, but what else is there? What is there before you go to work? What's your morning routine look like? What does your lunchtime look like? What foods are you choosing? Is there exercise somewhere? Is there walking in there? What are the foods you choose at dinner look like? Do you snack after dinner? Do you sit down and watch TV? Do you go for a walk? Do you read? Do you educate yourself? All these different things might be laid out in there. And so the interesting question to ask though is, let's say that someone didn't even know your goal. If they looked at your daily schedule, no closed captioning, no anything, could they see it by your actions? For example, let's say that they wake up a little bit early and their sneakers and their workout clothes are right beside their bed. Immediately, they put on those workout clothes. They have some, morning greens or their water, whatever it might be. And then they get right to some, call it fasted cardio. Maybe they just do some incline walking. They're on a bike, whatever it might be. And they just do it for 30 minutes. That's all they have. They shower up and then they're helping the kids get ready in the morning. Okay, so we've got that. We don't know anything yet about this person. Now they start their work day, their errands, whatever it is. At lunch, they try to get in a few more steps. After lunch, they make their own lunch. They meal prep for the day. Let's just say they've already made their lunch. They made their breakfast. And then they come home and they have a quick body weight workout. They might do 20 minutes before dinner time. They have their dinner. They stop snacking after dinner. You might say, wow, this person is either very much into fitness or maybe they're trying to lose weight but we know something about them. We know that they're dialed in. They meal prep their meals. They get in their steps. They got in some fasted cardio. They're getting a little bit of body weight training. They're not snacking after dinner. This seems like someone who's trying to transform their body. Maybe they want to lose weight. Maybe they just want to keep themselves in great shape, whatever it might be. But you can see what I'm saying. That person is on it versus another person who might say that they want to lose weight and they honestly mean it. They really mean it. They really want to lose weight. But if you were to look over the course of a week, you might see one great workout, and then, unfortunately, life got in the way a lot of those other days. I get it. I totally understand. But if we look at the week, we would say, who's more likely to accomplish their goals over a year period of time? Right? Well, it's going to be the individual who's in it to win it. Their actions literally speak louder than their words. Or let's take another person. They want to become a certified health coach, right? Because there's only a couple things that I know about in this world. And so if we look at it, they know that all they need to do is put in about 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, or 2.5 hours on the weekend, whatever they want to do, and to become a level 1 integrative health practitioner, certified health coach in 12 weeks, and then another 12 weeks, and they can start using labs in their practice. Okay, so great. But if we watch their same day, and they are not dedicating that half hour during lunch or before work or after dinner, whatever it might be, we know that they're allowing life to essentially dictate their plans, just for 30 minutes a day. That's all that we're looking for. But also, we're also thinking that this individual who's studying to be a health coach is also doing a little experimenting of their own, trying to eat a little bit better, dial in their nutritional supplements, maybe run an at-home lab test of their own, look at the results, start to read some of the books that we recommend. All of those things, this is a person, maybe we can see their screen, maybe we can't, but they're dedicated to educating themselves. They're dedicated to this craft of learning more about the health and wellness-based industry. And you can extrapolate this over any goal, right? Someone looking to improve their relationship. Okay. Are they talking with a relationship coach or therapist? Are they reading books on the topic? All of the things that you would say, clearly this person is interested in this. It means a lot to them. And that's ultimately what we're really saying right now is whatever you're tasking yourself with during the day, it means a lot to you. Now, some things you have to do. You have to do the errands, you have to do the work, you've got to get the kids ready, whatever it might be. Like those are things you have to do. But the things you get to do, which is your extra time, remember, most people spend on average 4.5 hours a day on their phone. And I know it seems like a crazy amount of time, and it is. But they're scrolling on social media for at least an hour a day. If you add up all those minutes, people are watching, multiple YouTube videos. And I'm not saying that I'm not guilty of this as well. All I try to do is just say, listen, I'm human. I'm going to do it as well, but I'm going to do it during my cardio, during a workout. Like that's when I'm going to get to watch these videos because I'm going to be stationary for the most part if I'm inside on a treadmill or on a bike, and I can watch it then. In IHP Mastery, we call it temptation bundling. It's like the thing you want to do, well, do it with the thing that you have to do if possible. So all I'm saying to you is that all of these things can be done, but if you're the person who has a big enough goal and a big enough why, then you have to ask yourself honestly with no guilt and no judgment, if someone were to look at your weekly routine, what would they see, right? Like what would they see when you're not posting for Instagram, right? And that's the thing is that, and I know social media is not necessarily a bad thing. It can be a bad thing. It really can, but it can be a great thing to share in commune with people all over the world that you typically wouldn't get to. So I do love that part of it, but I really do find myself in it, like trying to do the things that I'm so passionate about that I don't even necessarily think about sharing that. And that's just, I want you to get to the point where whatever your goal is, that you love it, that you're passionate about it. And if you're not passionate about it, some things we just need to do for our health. I will say like cardio, I'm not passionate about cardio. I don't love doing cardio, but I know that I need to get in at least my 150 minutes a week of aerobic-based activity. And 150 minutes a week is about 2.5 hours, right? 120 minutes, add another half hour, 150 minutes. That means I have to put in some serious cardio, and I don't necessarily want to. Now, I do that. I'm not passionate about it, but I am passionate about my overall health, right? I'm trying to make sure with these not great genetics that I'm able to live a long, healthy life. Like that's ultimately the goal. So I need to do the things that if people said, oh, his goal is health and longevity, got it. For 10 years, he was extremely sick. His immune system had shut down. And now he's doing this because he doesn't want that to come back. He knows he has a family history of XYZ. He needs to stay ahead of it. That's what he looks like when he's doing it. It doesn't look like he's having fun doing his cardio, but we understand, we see that he is doing that, and here's the reason why. So some of it you're not going to love, but then a lot of it, yeah, it's like it's not necessarily work. It's something that you get to do. And I really want to find that thing for you in life where you get to do it. You get to create that health coaching career. You get to improve your overall health and vitality. You get to work on your relationship. You get to work on your spirituality. When you can look at it like that, then it's easy. It's just like, yeah, of course I'm going to dedicate a half hour to an hour a day about that because I am about that. That's what I want to create in my life. So here's the other good news though, is that you don't need to be perfect, right? You just need to be in motion. Right? If your goal is to create more peace in your life, and this is probably a funny one following up from motion, but it's like you need to take the action of what would create more peace. Okay, well, gratitude journaling, that would help create more peace. Reading the Bible or scriptures or whatever brings you peace, it could be a great way. Meditating could be a fantastic way. So you just want to find the thing that helps bring you more peace, but actually then do that. Not just talk about being at more peace, but actually doing it, because peace is something that you achieve, right? It isn't necessarily a destination. It's that you're achieving peace in your life. Balance, relaxation, faith, The other thing too is if you are looking to get in shape, you don't need to plan a 90-minute workout. You really don't, because nobody got in shape in a 90-minute workout. What you really want is 30-minute workouts spread over 5 days a week, right? So you get 30 minutes on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we'll say Friday, Saturday, right? But we need to find 5 days. We need more days than not, and we don't want radical transformation in one day. We want to be this, we don't even just want to lose the weight or get in shape. We want to lose the weight, get in shape, and then maintain it. So whatever you're doing now needs to be maintained. It does actually feel easier in the future, but you still need to do it. It still needs to be part of your schedule. So if you're doing something outrageous right now, maybe it needs to be done like a wellness-based plan for 12 weeks to 16 weeks, but then at some point you're going to need to scale back a little bit. And that's okay. That's okay as well, as long as you have that plan there. But at the same time, we don't want to become overwhelmed. You don't need to move any mountains. You really don't. It's just you need to take one step at a time. But as you take that one step at a time, you say, yeah, this is something that I'm now doing every day, right? This is part of my routine. It's who I am. I meal prep. I get my steps. I do a little bit of exercise. I don't go overboard. I make sure I stop eating after dinner. I get in my intermittent fast. I get in my sleep. Those are some of the foundations, right? Okay, good. So we're doing that. In terms of relationships, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm not going to say this. This is you're going to do all of those things. And you know what? You're not going to be perfect, because nobody is. That's the thing. But that's also why you're at this every single day, because you might have a perfect day. That would be amazing. But most of us don't. We get 90% of the way there. That's pretty good. But we try to achieve that 80 to 90% on a daily basis, because success doesn't come from what you want. It comes from what you do. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning into today's Cabral Concept. As always, I thank you. I appreciate you being a part of this community. And if you want, share the show with anyone you believe it could serve. Take care, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything. Functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.